What is up, guys? JD here. I hope you're doing well today. Got a new knife from Tenable in today to check out. Let's get it. All right, so we have checked out the Model 6 before, guys, but check out this red G10. I don't want to call it topo because it doesn't look like it's topo, but it looks like a shred G10, or maybe it's just a black and red G10 made to look like carbon fiber. But they added a little bit of red here on the crossbar lock to really make this pop. The scales feel nice and smooth. They're flat but well chamfered. You have a huge spot for a landing here, but it does not impact the actual positioning of the pocket clip, and it is deep carry. And unlike the Raven that I just looked at a little while ago, this one is left hand friendly. I'm able to get a 4-finger grip, and they accomplish that by having the actual top part of the scale canter out. So I actually have somewhere for my pinky to land on. So very comfortable there. You have a beautiful sheep's foot blade shape, 14C28N. In this case, they did a black wash. They also did some weight relief on the inside here. You can see well done weight relief. It has full steel liners on here, full steel pocket clip, and I think that might be a titanium backspacer, because when I'm here it's not making direct contact, but I think what it is those steel liners are pulling at it. So we might have a titanium pocket clip on here, which is a nice little added bonus. Very comfortable in the hand. Let's see here. It does have a 3-way adjustable setting for the crossbar lock, so I do like that. These thumb ramps, I feel like they kind of need to be tilted because it feels like it encourages you to kind of kick out, which works. But I like to get down on underneath. So maybe if they just angled it a little bit, I don't know. It all depends, I guess, on how you like to open it. But if you go for that reverse flick, they are really nice for that. So if you like to solely reverse flick, you can. It does have a small landing spot up on here. I actually, while cutting with it earlier, checked that out, and very, very comfortable. It does have a little bit of a hot spot back here if you're gonna choke up like that. But when I was in that trigger position, it was not that noticeable, and I liked that for like the detailed cut. And then I also liked it for the trace cut. You do want to be careful because it does put you close to the edge there, but for those trace cuts, it is very nice for that. Plunge grind is a little close, so you're gonna get maybe a couple sharpenings before you bump into a smile, but they did, I would say, an okay job with that. It is locked up solid, and the geometry on this one also done very well. When I say geometry, I'm talking about the lock geometry. That's what allows it to have a satisfying deployment. I will say it felt a little bit better on the version of the Raven than it does on this one, but I would still say this is pretty good. I would say it is competition with the clutch lock on the Drop Bear. I feel like that's a satisfying one as well, and this one feels like that too. You have ceramic bearings in the pivot, and then the hardened washers, the hardened English words are hard today. The hardened steel liners have a pocket in them. That allows them to seat this very tightly to keep it locked up solid, so you can tighten it down a little bit more than usual. You have very tight tolerances, and you still get very smooth action because the bearings ride smooth and flush on the actual blade itself. No lock stick on any of these examples so far. As I say that, I got a little bit of stick there. Let me see. Oh yeah, I can see some oil. And that will be what probably happens, is the oil creates, for whatever reason, like a suction effect. Yeah, and as soon as I got rid of it, it's gone. There is no stick, it went back away. So could be that there's a little bit of residual oil in there, and during one of those flicks I probably kicked it out. But man, just as consistent left-handed. A little bit slower because I have to like think about it. It's not my dominant hand, but it is very, very well done. I wonder how well that coating will hold up on the crossbar lock. Yeah, it is steel. It immediately grabbed it. Pocket clip works well, springy clip, and went in and out of the pocket, no issues whatsoever. This one has an even better angle than the Raven that I was reviewing earlier, so I don't even notice the pocket clip when I'm holding it. Great. I like the thickness and the way that this kind of swells. It really fills up the hand nicely, and I can get a confident grip for cutting. Let's go ahead and do some size comparisons, and then we'll weigh this one. All right, so the parent company concept, the premium line, I have my Raven and my Caveman out here. I would say it's very comparable to the Raven as far as the size is concerned. So great for everyday carry. It's gonna suit a lot of your carry needs while still being able and capable of handling anything heavy duty you throw at it. And then just a full-sized big one with the Caveman. Let's get these out of the way, grab the scale, and check the weight on this one. All right, we got the scale out here. Let's cut her on. She is zeroed out. I'm gonna guess this is like 3.8. Coming in at 4 ounces, so I'm a little under here on the last 2 Tenables that I've guessed the weight at, but for the size, the amount of steel in the liners, the titanium backspacer, and the steel and size of the blade on here, I don't think 4 ounces is really egregious at all. All right, final thoughts and impressions on the Model 6, guys. I like this one. I think this is going to be a great daily, a great user. It's going to be a very useful utility blade shape on that 14C28N, which is holding a really good edge. I love the color of this G10. I hope they do more of these. They can do it in red. They can do some blues and some greens. I think people would really like that. It's a nice move away from just a regular black G10, run-of-the-mill, you know, OD green. So thank you, Tenable, so much for doing something a little bit different. I grade on a scale of 1 to 10, but with budget-friendly materials like the 14C28N and the steel liners with G10, I do cap that at a 7, and that's just to allow a top tier for super steels and titanium. Not titanium, premium handle materials, which is titanium is included in that. I leave that there for them if they should warrant that grade. I take into account the ergos, the aesthetics, the performance, and the money for value and the price point on there. While I do think that the Raven has a little bit better of a tune for that geometry, I think they just need a little bit of a taller ramp here. It kind of rounds off a little bit. I think if they just straightened that out a little bit, that would probably fix it. Having said that though, they probably intend for you to kind of kick out with this ramp instead of kick up. But I would still say like the Raven felt a little bit better tuned on that geometry. So with that in mind, I'm gonna go 6.8. I don't think I can rate this better than the Raven because the Raven's been my favorite budget knife model this year by far. I'm pretty sure that's the highest. So I'm gonna go 6.8. I think that's fair. I hope that makes sense. Normally I don't compare one to the other, but because I went back to back on these, kind of happened today. I do have this linked down below. I do have discount codes for this one for you if you're interested in it. It's an easy recommendation. If you enjoyed the video, a like would be appreciated. I know a lot of my viewers are not subscribed. Your subscription helps the channel if you choose to do so. Shout out to my channel members. I love you guys. That's it for me today. I'm out of here. I'll catch you on the next one. Goodbye.